Scribner State could reach you around 5:45, and then Scribner, if this holds together for you, around 5:50 late this afternoon. And again, if it continues north and continues to hold together, the potential reaching the area of school number 16. So you see some of those areas on the map. This is generally moving to the north, a little bit of an eastward shift at the same time, but mainly up to the north. And Joseph, let's start to zoom in on some of these areas. Let's again get very tight on where that tornado is right now. On our velocity view, we'll start with that, and we'll kind of go northward from there. So it looks like a little bit of an update. I would say a little bit closer to County Road R now, as this, again, has already crossed over the Platte River. It has moved north of Highway 30, and now we're looking at areas like County Road R, County Road P, and as we continue a little bit farther up to the north. Maple, again, if you're in that area, immediately, you need to be in your safe place at this time. We very clearly see what is likely a tornado on the ground and what we have had reports of being a large tornado on the ground at this time. Joseph, let's zoom, or not zoom, but kind of pan a little bit farther up to north and pinpoint some more of these areas. Again, we mentioned School 22. There's that right now. Farther north, County Road L. So again, you can see the naming scheme here. And if we continue a little bit farther up to the north of that, we're going to see some of those other areas too as we get a little bit closer to Scribner. Hooper, we kind of mentioned you. Hooper area, again, over towards Winslow. I think you guys will avoid this, but again, please, just in case, be in that safe place right now. This will likely stay just off more to your west, but we're very closely watching this as it continues to move through our area. Joseph, let's zoom. I'm sorry, go ahead, Joseph.
A couple of reports now, couple of EMs, Dodge County tornado running north along County Road 12.
So right here, there's County Road 12.
Yeah. And then also for people in North Bend who think that this is the only storm, there is now a new tornado warning for a storm to its south that is also spinning up as well. So if you live in North Bend and you think the rotation just passed you, it's now in central Dodge County, there's a second one right behind it. It's just been issued a tornado warning, but tornado's still on the ground now in southern Dodge County, basically going due north along County Road 12.
All right, Joseph, can we actually zoom out once again? I like that view you had of both of those on the view at the same time. So again, the blue line here, that's the Platte River. To the north of it, Dodge. To the south of it, Saunders County. Here's our latest area of rotation that Joseph was just mentioning, right along Highway 79, down towards Highway 92. Right here, you can see it near the Elk area. That is moving up to the north, again, North Bend. So you're once again under a tornado warning because of this one. So right back into the safe place. Again, these are moving slowly, but again, the northern parts of Saunders County, once again, under a tornado warning for this new storm, now also potentially causing a tornado. No confirmation of that one, but again, very similar look on some of these that we're seeing. More than likely, that could easily produce a tornado too. And Joseph, this is just giving us a very clear signature. This one in Dodge County right now, you can just very clearly see the rotation. And again, probably very likely still a tornado on the ground. Again, we have confirmation of this being a strong, dangerous tornado on the ground. Right here is Fremont. So again, Fremont, you are not under the tornado warning. This is just off to the north and east of Bend, or excuse me, just to the northeast of North Bend by about 5 miles where we have this report of a tornado. It's moving up to the north. Joseph, let's zoom back in here a little bit more closely into that Dodge one where we do have that confirmation of the tornado on the ground. Again, that's where the pink box is.
Yeah, they just extended it to include Scribner, Hooper, and the Ewing area.
Okay, so yeah, those are, again, areas that we're very concerned about along Highway 275 there between Scribner and Hooper. Again, over to our Highway 77 up towards Ewing. Again, still does not include Fremont. Want to keep reminding everybody that. I know there's a lot of you in Fremont watching these very closely. The ones we're talking about right now, not a concern for you. But again, we have more storms that are going to continue to pass through the area here. And Joseph very kindly showing us that the center of this, the very likely tornado and confirmed tornado we've had at times, still about 10 miles away, again, not moving in the direction of Fremont. Joseph, let's get really tight on where this tornado is right now, the Dodge County one we have right there, and really clearly show where this thing is. So this is the Maple area, again, just to the northeast of North Bend. So County Road 12, we keep mentioning, really now I think it's shifted a little bit more towards County Road 13, but again, this is mainly moving to the north. I think we'll see it very slowly shift a little bit more to the east at the same time. School number 22, we keep mentioning you. Joseph, let's go north on County Road 13 just to pinpoint some of these other areas, which I know some of you in this area are very familiar with these areas. So County Road L and Ella Boulevard, County Road K, and then County Road L, of course, in some of these areas too. County Road 17, again, all of these areas, please be in your safe place. I want to remind you, while we continue to slowly watch the storm move to the north, where your safe place is in most homes. Some of you have a certain structure that's designed for tornado safety, but if you're just in a regular home like most of us, step number one, if you don't know where that safe place is, maybe you're over at your neighbor's house, maybe you live in a trailer park and you've gone to a more substantial structure. Hopefully that's the case if you're in line with these storms. You need to be doing that. Go to the lowest level of that person's home or the business, whatever office you're in. And again, sometimes office buildings have certain designed areas for this. So if you are staying at work a little bit later, you've been watching these storms and you don't want to travel, that's the best thing you can do. Stay where you are at this point, unless you are in a trailer home. Those are not designed. I don't care what design your trailer park has, your trailer home, it will not hold up to this tornado. You need to be seeking more substantial structure from this storm, whether that's the McDonald's or Burger King down the street. Hopefully you have that planned out already for your area where you live. Or maybe it's a neighbor's home. If you live in an apartment building in some of these areas, and this goes through the rest of the night. I know we don't have many apartment buildings in this, but if you're on the second, third, fourth floor higher of some of these apartment buildings in some of our more populated areas, time to make friends with your downstairs neighbors. You want to get as low as possible in those structures. So if it's just a regular home, if you have a basement, perfect. That's where you want to go. But not all of us have a basement. We understand that. So go to the lowest level of your home there on the first floor, if that's what it is for you. And then step number two, you kind of want to visualize your home from the air, kind of like you were flying a drone above it, looking down on top of it. You want to go towards the middle part of your home. Really, you're trying to put as many walls between you and that tornado as possible. Typically, we say bathrooms and closets, typically because they're in the middle parts of your home. There's smaller rooms, a little bit more structure around them. On the way to that safe place, whatever it is in your home, grab a pillow, a blanket, I don't care, grab the whole mattress. Anything to protect you and your head, most importantly, from any debris that may enter your home or fall down on you where you are. If you have kiddos with you, if they are involved in sports, grab the bike helmet, the baseball helmet, the football helmet. I don't care what it is, something to protect their heads as you head to that safe place and stay there until the storm passes. All right, so there's where you want to be, again, avoiding things like windows and glass. So here's the latest rotation from this. Still looks like right around County Road 12 to County Road 13. If you're just joining us, this is in the southern part of Dodge County, pretty much between North Bend. It's northeast of North Bend, so between North Bend and Fremont. It's already north of Highway 30. It's already north of the Platte River. So again, County Road 12, 13, 14, this area here, and moving north towards L, M, with some of these roads we've been showing you. Joseph, let's pull out this one here. Let's check back on that other one, which again is why North Bend is once again under a tornado warning as well.
I also, while we're moving things around here a little bit, there are 2 to 3 very strong signatures in Stanton County now, each one of those possibly producing a tornado. One just west of Stanton proper that's moving off here to the north. I can at least
why don't you go there really fast, Joseph?
Yeah, so 2 to 3 pretty intense circulations. We have the one that is just west of Stanton. This one will be moving north of Stanton, just to the east here of Woodland Park. This will be moving over the northern portions of Stanton County. And then we have basically 2 right next to each other in southeastern Stanton County. Those also moving off to the north. Those look to maybe pass Stanton just to the east. If they continue on that motion, it would be heading towards places like Pilger and even Wisner in western Cumming County as well, if those hold on to their intensity. And then also, just to keep all our viewers aware of what's going on, we still have the tornado warning down in Omaha County and Richardson County. Not been producing tornadoes, but we've had reports of over 3-inch diameter hail with this storm as it's moved off to the north. But clearly, the 2 storms right now that are the most dangerous are the ones that are in Dodge and Saunders County. Just wanted to give everyone else an update here, just so you see we've been focusing a lot on Dodge County, just keeping people
And Joseph,
aware.
could we actually go back to Southeast really fast? Again, this is the one formed right over Pawnee City, moved over the Table Rock area, now has passed through the very far northwest corner of Richardson County, and now moving just to the north over the county line, looks like very shortly. Again, we're still seeing that rotation, no longer a confirmation of a tornado on the ground in that area. And again, Auburn, you're just shy of the current tornado warning right now. Joseph?
Going up here now, we have a new confirmed tornado now, 3 miles southwest of Clarkson. This is a 4th circulation that looks like it is entering Stanton County here. This is from a storm chaser. They were 1 mile east-northeast of Lee. They reported this tornado, and this one now being confirmed south of Clarkson. So they're talking about the one in northern Colfax heading into Stanton County. That one is confirmed.
All right, so a couple areas of rotation right there, it looks like still. Again, Clarkson right here, Joseph mentioned the confirmation of the tornado here. So obviously Clarkson immediately to your safe place as this is moving in your direction very shortly in the next couple of minutes. So a lot of places that need to be in their safe places. Again, confirmation of this one on the ground right there along the highway, moving towards Clarkson. And Joseph, let's just go a little bit farther north too, while we have a little closer view of some of these here. Again, very strong rotation, a little bit broad in a couple spots, but that very clearly, just again, there's another one. Multiple areas that Joseph was just pointing out to you that we have a little closer look here. So again, Stanton right there, there's an area of rotation, possible tornado. Farther south towards Highway 32, between 15 and 57, a couple of areas of rotation possibly here as well with potential tornadoes. And again, all this moving north towards Pilger, Stanton area, so a lot of areas of concern. Let's take you back to Dodge County. Again, we want to keep you updated on this one. Again, we've continued to have confirmation of a tornado on the ground from this one. At least in the last few minutes, we've seen this once again. Again, this is northeast of North Bend, so now essentially northwest of Fremont. Fremont, no concern for you right now. Again, there's kind of what we call the Maple area, but right here where you see this, so here's our main kind of parent thunderstorm. You see this kind of little hook on it. That's where our tornado is, assuming it's still on the ground. Right now, again, it's shifted a little bit more east over towards County Road 4, I would say. Again, this was more towards County Road 12, so it has shifted a little bit east as it continues to slowly move its way to the north. But again, it's kind of in the area of L and M boulevards. Scribner State right here being labeled, so obviously Scribner still in the path of this, just to the north of that. So a lot of areas of concern that we continue to watch very closely. Mary, by any chance, have you looked at any power outage numbers, or do we have any of that coming in just quite yet? If you guys wouldn't mind keeping us updated on that when you get to it. But anything else, we have reports coming in too from any of the dispatch centers that we have in some of these counties too. Joseph?
Yeah, the Weather Service updating this tornado warning. They're still saying tornado is on the ground with this storm 6 miles southwest of Hooper, heading off to the northeast here. So they're continuing with that confirmed tornado. They're still noting the debris signature, and spotters are still watching this storm as it's heading through the central portion of Dodge County here, as it's heading in the general direction of the Scribner and the Hooper area, right along Nebraska 275.
Yes, again, there's those areas that Joseph was just mentioning, Scribner, obviously, and just down 275, Scribner, and then, of course, you get into those other areas a little bit farther off towards the east. But, again, right here, so this is the whole thunderstorm. This is our regular radar view that we show you most of the time. So where you see the red, that's the heavy rainfall out towards Webster, down towards North Bend, still a lot of heavy rainfall coming down. So I want to take you kind of through all three of these views that we have and show you just not only the confirmation of what we're seeing from storm chasers right now, but also what we're seeing on a radar. So the first thing we're concerned about this regular radar view, there's a hook right there. That's number one area of concern. Again, this area we're talking about. Joseph, let's switch over to our velocity view, which is going to show our thunderstorm wind, and that's not going to show us only the strength, but the direction of it as well. So that lines up perfectly where that little hook is, where the rain, and where we see that part of the thunderstorm and the structure of the thunderstorm. Right here, where you see the greens and the reds. Again, green is wind moving in one direction, red moves in the opposite direction according to the radar in Valley. So when you get those two right next to each other, there's our rotation. That's our tornado on the ground right now. And Joseph, if you want to go to our correlation coefficient, which again, we don't very rarely show on air, but this also shows us again what we're seeing. Where you see the blues, and again, not where you see all the blues, but in this particular case right here, I think just a little bit north too of where Joseph is circling right here, some of that is showing what we think is debris being lofted into the air. Now that could be roof shingles, it could be leaves from trees, it could be things like dead corn stalks that are still on the ground. That could be anything. Basically, what radar is telling us that there's something in this area that's not rain and that it's not hail. Radar is finding oddly shaped things in the sky, and that's what this radar view is showing us. Now, again, not everywhere you see the green, the blue is the area of concern. It's just where it lines up with everything else. And that's why we don't show it. It's obviously a very messy product, but it gives us just more confirmation of what's happening there on the ground and now also in the sky. And we've been seeing that as it's been slowly drifting up to the north too. So a lot of things happening there. Again, we're about halfway to Scribner State, up towards the center of Scribner. So these areas, again, Scribner, please, please, please be in your safe place at this time. If you have friends, relatives, family members, maybe you know some kids at home next door in Scribner and their parents aren't home, Run over next door if, again, you're far enough north of this in the Scribner area. Make sure they are aware of what's happening. Make sure of your friends and family also aware of what's happening at this time. Hopefully your phone has already been going off in some of these areas with the wireless emergency alert system. It should be doing so. But again, let's say maybe your cell phone tower was damaged from this tornado on the ground. You wouldn't be getting that. So that's why we always say multiple ways to get warnings. Of course, here on air, we're going to continue to update you. If we're not talking about your particular storm right now, latest information on all those storms continues to run at the bottom of your screen. If you're having to take shelter in your basement right now, like many of you are, of course, too, we have our cell phone app, 3 News Now, our website, 3newsnow.com. Those also continue to stream our coverage, and more than likely on Facebook Live right now, too, on our 3 News Now page. So lots of ways, if you do have to take shelter, to continue to get that information coming in. Joseph, an update.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Right now, we've been focusing on this tornado in Dodge County, but I want folks to know that if you live southwest of this tornado, there is that second circulation.
Let's switch back to our regular radar view, Joseph.
Pull this up. This is a second circulation that's pretty much getting ready to cross the Platte River. Basically, it's going to follow the same path as the first circulation. And our first area of damage coming in from an emergency manager, there's a report of trees on power lines. It's the first damage report that we've seen. Don't know where yet. Hoping to get the exact location soon.
Do we know which emergency manager that was, which county?
This is Dodge.
Oh, this is Dodge. Okay, just want to confirm that.
Trees, there's a tree on power lines in the county, but there's that secondary circulation that is also heading up. Doesn't look as good as the first one, but we saw how quickly the first one spun up. Basically, as it crossed the Platte River there, it spun up real quickly. This could very well do it again. So if you live in North Bend and Ames, community right along Highway 30, stay in your shelter and wait for this second one here to pass. And even then, there's even a third area of storms. It's also developing just to the south as well. No rotation out of that, but just a lot of storms moving through parts of Saunders and Dodge counties.
And just let's switch over to hail too, just show people that if they're not in line with one of these tornadoes, they might be in line of some of these larger pockets of hail. And typically our stronger tornadic storms right now also lining up with our hail. So where you see the dark blue, that's more than likely at least quarter-size hail. But you see in this one, again, just south of North Bend, that's the other one, again, that could be producing a tornado. That second one we've been talking about for you, North Bend, right now, just south of you, approaching the Platte River and the county border there from Saunders up into Dodge. This area, purple in there, approaching potentially 2 inches in diameter for hail. So not quite to baseball size hail, but kind of approaching tennis ball and over ping pong ball size hail. So again, very, very concerning, multiple aspects of these, but of course, the biggest area of concern continues to be where we have those confirmed tornadoes, the ones we've been following very closely. Just if we go north just a little bit, just to quickly show, pretty much in line too, with the parent thunderstorm causing that confirmed tornado in Dodge County. Again, also some hail, not quite as large as the one in northern Saunders County, but again, potentially some quarter-size hail right there in these same areas we've been talking about with that confirmed tornado in Dodge County right now as well. All right, Joseph, if we could, zoom back in where we have that confirmed tornado in Dodge County right now, and that's going to show us again very closely exactly where this one is drifting very slowly across parts of Dodge County, which again continues to be a confirmed tornado on the ground. So right here, Joseph zooming into it, school number 22, we've been talking a lot about that, but just in that area right now, County Road 14, right here, that's our rotation right there, where the reds and the greens come together at that point. That's where our tornado very likely on the ground still in that area. So essentially lined up with M and K county roads and right along there, county road number 14. Joseph, an update?
Yeah, so I'm just going to take over here for a couple of seconds here. We are continuing to watch this tornado that is still confirmed on the ground, moving through the central portions here of Dodge County. So Scribner, Hupper, this is moving in your general direction here. Those of you who, if you know anybody that is driving along US 275, basically from the 77 intersection up to the 91 intersection for Nebraska Highway 91, tell them to pull over. Don't travel in northern parts of Dodge County as this continues to move up to the north here. Still confirmed on the ground. Could go, best case scenario, it goes right in between Scribner and Hupper there. But we're going to have to watch this very carefully here as this continues to move off to the north with that confirmed tornado. And we still have that secondary rotation. Doesn't look as impressive as the first one did, but that secondary circulation essentially moving up here towards parts of Dodge County. But we also have a bunch of other circulations that we're keeping an eye on here as well. We have multiple circulations up in Stanton County, that is continuing to push off to the north, and we actually just got a report from Stanton County of a funnel cloud between Highway 57 and Highway 15 in Stanton County looking north. So here's 57, here's 15. So it's probably this circulation here, just to the south and east of Stanton, that's heading in the general direction of Pilger. So if you live in the Pilger area over to Wisner, you need to take your safe place. You need to take your safety precautions up here in the eastern portions of Stanton County from this circulation. That's a funnel cloud report, not a confirmed tornado on the ground with this one. We had a confirmed tornado with the rotation near Clarkson, but just looking at it from velocity, looks really broad at this point. That part might have fallen apart, but we still have that section up in parts of Stanton County. And then before we get back to Dodge County, just want to quickly touch on the tornado warning down in Omaha County. Still tornado warning. In fact, they just reissued the tornado warning for parts of Omaha County, basically taking it up to the river, including parts of Auburn.
Yes, this one does not include northwest Missouri yet. You can see the border, the state border is where the tornado warning currently ends. And again, of note is that this tornado warning is again showing up in red, which is again a tornado warning. Let's be very clear on that. But it's not what we had earlier at the storm when it was over in Nepawnee and Richardson counties. That's when we had the confirmed tornado, and that's why at the time the warning box was more that pink and purple color. So it's good that it's in red. It is one step lower, no longer a confirmation of a tornado on the ground, but still a tornado warning. And again, Omaha County, we still need you to be in that safe place. And same thing if you're on the very, 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 very northern edge of Richardson County there, pretty much on the the western half of the county there in Richardson. Joseph, can we switch to our wind view on this one? And again, we'll show people, it looks like it's going to be in one of those bottom little wedges right there, right along the highway north into Auburn right now. So this, I would say, is very clearly just in Omaha County at this point. So Richardson County, you are clear to come up from your safe place right now. Doesn't mean immediately run outside. There's still lightning in the area, so please do stay indoors where it is safe. Don't go looking around until the storm has passed at least half an hour away from you. Again, same thing in Pawnee County. Right now, no tornado warning for you. So we've cleared out those areas, but again, Omaha County in the southern part of the county, crossing over Highway 75 right now. Right there where you see the bright blue, upcoming border, that darker green, some of that red coloring, that's our potential tornado, which again, this storm does, in this pocket rotation, have a history of confirmation of a tornado. So we're still treating this one very seriously. Still very easily could be a tornado on the ground there, south of Auburn. It's moving still to the northeast, so eventually it's going to make its way over towards the Missouri River. Again, if it holds together into Atchison County, over towards the Rockport area in I-29. Again, northwest Missouri, you are not under the tornado warning yet. This is right now just for Omaha County, but it is moving to the northeast, and this one has been holding together pretty well, so we're going to continue to update you on this one very closely for our friends in southeast Nebraska and potentially northwest Missouri. All right, Joseph, let's go back up to Dodge and Saunders. Let's check out both of those.
Yeah, we just got a report now, tornado on the ground south of Scribner Air Base. As that's continuing to move through here, the Weather Service just putting in chat that they are expecting that it might be going through a little bit of a cycle, but now it's ramping back up. In terms of the debris becoming a much more darker shade and the velocities coming back together, looking to pass between Scribner and Hupper, but both of those communities need to be in their safe place right now.
Yeah, again, this thing looks to be a very large area of rotation. And again, at times we've had confirmation that this is a larger tornado. So let's be very clear on this. Like Joseph said, Highway 275 between Hupper, Scribner, all those areas, safe place immediately if you are not already there. Just in case you lose power, which we've been seeing in some of these areas. This tornado is, of course, knocking down power lines. It's knocking down trees. We continue to stream on all of our digital platforms, most commonly and easily to watch on our 3 News Now app if you already have that installed on your cell phone or your smart tablets or other devices you have. We are streaming live coverage on that. And, of course, also on our website, 3newsnow.com. Maybe you have your laptop, and that's a little bit easier. It's already hooked up to your Wi-Fi at home. You want to take those things to your safe place with you so you can continue to watch our coverage as we continue to follow these storms with you. So again, right there, County Road K, Scribner State right there as well, right where this tornado is right now, the way it's appearing on radar, and County Road 14. These areas approaching very quickly Highway 275 between Hooper and Scribner in the line of this confirmed tornado that has been on the ground since it really was crossing over just north of the Platte River as it pushed into southern Dodge County, and this continues to move up to the north. So right here, what we're seeing again, this is not what we show you typically on radar, the rain view. This is the wind view of the thunderstorm. So it's showing you the wind, what direction the wind is moving, and how strong it is. So as you see here up on our scale, the wind that's showing up in green and blue, that wind is moving towards the radar site in Valley. And there's the radar beam from Valley. So right here, right there, Scribner State right now looks to be right over you or right in your area right now, where you see the reds and the greens coming together. If you look closely, you can kind of almost see that rotation happening right there in that area. So County Road K up into Scribner State, again, just to the north of the tornado right now, County Road H. Again, this is generally moving to the north and a little bit off to the east at the same time. Joseph, let's go over to another view really quickly. Let's get to the look at the debris and see if that is still showing up on radar. Again, right here where Scribner State is labeled. Potential for a little bit of this, again, where you see the greens and blues, just a little bit, potentially still some debris being lofted into the sky from this tornado. Again, that could be a shingle or shingles, that could be leaves, it could be branches, it could be parts of trees. It could also be really just anything that the radar is seeing high in the sky that is not rain and that's not hail. This is essentially what this radar view is showing us. But again, that's not where you see all the green and blue. It's just this area that lines up with what we're seeing elsewhere on the radar too. So don't be concerned that you see the greens and the blues everywhere. It's just where we see it lined up with where this tornado is. And Joseph, again, if we could switch over to the regular rain view too, just to confirm all this is lining up correctly for us. And again, there's the little hook that you see as well in this thunderstorm that we continue to see too. So all three of our radar products that we very commonly use while we're on air and behind the scenes, everything's still lining up with all these confirmations that we continue to get into the National Weather Service that this tornado is still on the ground near Scribner State, moving up to the northeast, about to cross over Highway 275. Needless to say, if you're in Scribner or Hooper area, you should not be traveling unless you are headed to your next door neighbor's house. Maybe you're in a trailer and you're seeking more substantial structure. Again, let me be very clear. I don't care who designed your trailer or who built it. It will not hold up to a tornado. They are not designed for that. You need to seek more substantial structure at this time if you're in any of these areas. A more solidly built home, even a business, if you have McDonald's or Burger King or a Wendy's near you, that is better off than your trailer. Those are built to withstand more of this. If you're still at work, maybe you're not used to sheltering at work and you know this tornado has been coming towards you, so you've been staying at work a little bit later than you normally do. Hopefully you already have that plan. It should be posted in multiple places in your business, hopefully in the lobby or the break room. It should tell you where that structure is better built to withstand a tornado. Sometimes in a little bit bigger building, that could be a stairwell or even a smaller building. Sometimes it's the more stairwell areas, or if you have an elevator building, typically some of those areas in that core of the building, a little bit safer. If you don't know, again, the best thing to do, lowest level of whatever structure you're in, and trying to put as many walls between you and that storm as possible. So if you're in a home, your basement, the best place to be. If you're just in a home without a basement, the lowest level once again. So your first floor, trying to get into the center of it. You want more and more protection around you from that tornado as it passes through your area. And of course, typically the areas that are in the center of the home tend to be bathrooms and closets for a lot of homes. That's where you want to be, more structure around you as well. Again, with just another extra layer. If you're taking shelter in your bathroom, the bathtub, get down in it. Again, just another layer of protection. On the way to that safe place, please grab things like blankets, pillows, anything you grab on the way. And hopefully you have it already set up since we're under tornado watch, that you have your kids' helmets, things like that you can grab, put on their heads, anything to help protect you from any debris that may come into your home. Joseph?
Okay, just a couple of reports coming through right now. Just real quickly, for our friends up in northeast Nebraska, there's a confirmed tornado on the ground.
Just zoom up to it then.
In eastern Stanton County that is heading in the general direction near, maybe just to the west of Pilger. Right now, that's a confirmed tornado up there. And then the Weather Service, 5 miles north of Stanton, we just got a report of trees snapped and uprooted and a roof was blown off of a building that was 5 miles north of Stanton, not from this particular rotation, but from some of our past ones. We also want to mention the Dodge County one, the Weather Service, back to using the large and extremely dangerous tornado text as well, located near Hupper, 13 miles northwest of Fremont, northeast of 20. So we, as of right now, have 2 confirmed tornadoes on the ground in our viewing area.
Joseph, let's stay up here for just a minute. Okay. We want to give everyone up here the update too. Let's be more clear on this, where these areas of rotation are. Are we concerned about both these rotations? And you said one of these is confirmed, I'm sorry?
Yeah, the one that was confirmed was 6 miles northwest of Clarkson. So it might have
Clarkson we were showing earlier.
Yeah, so it might have been this one, or 19 miles southeast of Norfolk, moving north at 30. So it might be the rotation here. There's several rotations along this line in eastern Stanton County.
Yeah, Joseph, could we stay on this, but switch over to our regular storm view and just kind of line some of this up? A couple areas I'm concerned about, and that doesn't help a whole lot seeing that. But again, let's go back over. I would say the two areas of concern, Joseph, if you want to go back to the other view, the wind view, I'm sorry. We'll show you that one more time. Again, where these areas of rotation are that we're talking about in this area, and we'll kind of circle those for you right now. Joseph, if you want to switch to our wind view, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again, here's Pilger, there's Stanton. Joseph, the one I'm more concerned about, which again, maybe the confirmed one we have, is the one moving just more on the western edge of Pilger. Would you agree? I know on the eastern edge of Pilger, also what looks like could be some rotation there too.
Yeah, it might be kind of two spots. Looks like the one west of Pilger. The emergency manager in Stanton County is reporting that Pilger is without power right now. The spotters are reporting strong rotation west of Pilger by 2 miles, so that would be that one.
So right here.
Moving north-northeast, so generally heading in the direction of Pilger. Now, I know Pilger, it's had a storied tornado history in the past. This is not on the level that we saw back 10 years ago, 10 years ago, but still, every tornado could be potentially dangerous. You're going to want to take this seriously in Pilger, west of Wisner, and then eventually, if this one holds itself together, it's going to go in the general vicinity of Wayne. As well. Just keeping an eye on some other reports
Joseph,
here.
let's zoom into Pilger if you could. Let's get some
Yes.
roads to pop up here, that area of rotation. Again, that's looking pretty tight on radar here.
Not sure if it's going to pop up for Stanton County, but we have the
Okay.
roads in Wisner.
Okay, so there's the center of Pilger. Again, Joseph, could you read the Highway 15 right here coming out of Pilger?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Highway 15, and then it intersects with US 275 in Pilger.
Okay, so just very clear, here's the center of Pilger, and again, here is the area of rotation, again, is moving northeast, where the reds and the greens come together. This is our wind view. This is the rotation, likely tornado, moving up to the northeast. So like Joseph said, straight towards the center of Pilger right now, if that holds together. So let's be very clear, Pilger, safe place now if you're not already, and again, hopefully, you've already done this, and this goes for everyone else watching. Again, the tornado watch will continue until 9 o'clock tonight. We've seen power outages as tornadoes approach some of these areas. Please do not rely on just watching us on TV. If you haven't done so already, even if it's not raining at your house, please download the 3 News Now app or get onto our website, 3newsnow.com, and we are continuing to stream our live storm coverage on those platforms. So if you lose power, obviously you're losing your TV, you're losing your cable, you're streaming, however you're watching us on the TV. So please have your smart devices charged up, your cell phones, your tablets, your laptops, whatever you're going to watch this continuing coverage on, just in case you lose power. Also, another benefit of that, you can take them with you to your shelter, your bathroom, your closet, wherever the safe place is in your home, your basement. You can take those things with you, so you don't have to turn your TV up on 100 and try to hear it from the closet. So just multiple ways to give warnings. And again, think ahead. If this happens to me in the next hour or two, will I be ready to lose power as a tornado is approaching my city? Just keep those things in mind. We want you to stay safe. We want you to be able to continue to watch the coverage and get the updates that we are providing right now. All right, Joseph, looks like you're taking us back down to Dodge here. County, there's Scribner, and again, very, very healthy rotation right there, just north of the river now.
Yeah, just wanted to mention here as I flip over to debris here for a moment, still there. The tornado warning has been extended to include Cumming and Burt counties now. That a tornado-producing storm was located 3 miles east of Scribner or 13 miles southeast of West Point, moving north at 35. And just got another report now. A home in central Dodge County took a direct hit. 4 people were in a basement. They're all okay. But we are now getting reports of home damage from central Dodge County from this tornado. But it's still on the ground. It's just crossed the Elkhorn River east of Scribner now as it's continuing to move up here to the north and east. So those of you east of West Point, eventually we're getting up here towards Ewing, towards Oakland here, and parts of Burt County. That is also going to be the area that we're going to see this next. Very strong rotational signature here. Just to the east of Scribner, this went very close to the airfield, just south of towns, crossed over 275. It's continuing to move up there to the north and east. The rotation, the southern rotation, looks to have broadened out. Does not look like it's capable of producing a tornado as it approaches Hupper, but we're still continuing to watch with that very strong circulation here in northeastern Dodge County with that confirmed tornado on the ground. We've had this tornado on the ground at least intermittently since basically US 30 and the Platte River here, and it's continuing press off here to the north and east. So this is a call to action to folks east of West Point and Cumming and Oakland and Ewing here for that. You need to be in your safe place right now. Just got a new report now, 4 miles north of Hupper, rain-wrapped multiple vortex tornado within a mile of their location. And they are continuing that tornado warning, large and extremely dangerous tornado 3 miles northeast of Scribner, moving north at 30 here. So this is a very significant tornado. And the Weather Service continuing on with that. Storm spotters are watching it, and we'll continue to see some of that.
All right, Joe, so let's zoom in here a little bit closer again to this rotation. Again, this right now is still in Dodge County. Like Joseph just mentioned, just to the northeast side of Scribner right now. And again, kind of just mentioned a multi-vortex tornado. Essentially what that is, in very brief description, just so you're aware of what it is, typically have kind of your parent rotation. And sometimes what you can see is even another rotation kind of mixed in with that main area of rotation. So it becomes a little more dangerous, typically a little bit stronger at that point. Doesn't mean that's going to continue to happen, but we do see that sometimes with some of these longer-lived tornadoes.
If we want to pull up in the back the producer PC, we have video of this tornado, I hear, from as it was southeast of North Bend here. If we're able to pull that up in the back, there it is. So this is from one of our viewers here, Sandy Balsner. This is from North Bend. So this is video of the tornado as it continues up to the northeast.
And this was northeast of North Bend, I'm sorry?
Yes, this is, let me get.
I don't know if your microphone was on, Joseph. It might bear repeating what you just said.
Okay, yeah, this was from one of our viewers, Sandy Volsner. Tornado east of North Bend being taken from Morse Bluff. So it looks like they're looking to the north, maybe across the Platte there. This was earlier. This was probably 20, 30 minutes ago, but this is the same tornado that is in northeastern Dodge County now heading towards the Ewing area. Just wanted to give you confirmation. I know people sometimes will take more action. If you can see it, that's what's heading in your direction there when the camera pans back over to the tornado. We can see it there, but this is what's heading into your, that's it right there. That's what's heading into your direction. If we could pause it right there.
Actually, let's go back to radar view. Let's get off of that now and kind of
okay.
continue to update you where this is right now. Again, that was a while ago, but this still is a confirmed tornado on the ground, just much farther to the north now in parts of Dodge County. Again, Scribner, you're right here. This is on the northeast side of you, where you see the reds and the greens kind of spinning together right there. That's where our current tornado is. And again, still confirmation that this is on the ground. So really the best way to describe it is just northeast of Scribner, at least the center of Scribner. So you have school number 35 right there, County Road 8 approaching County Road C, school number 50 on the northern edge of this, and again, Ewing area. Joseph, let's pop out a little bit more once again as this tornado warning was extended into other counties at this point. In fact, we want to pop up the information there too. The red box there is the tornado warning that we currently have in effect for that tornado right now. So again, right now it's in Dodge County, but this does also include portions of Cumming and Burt counties as well. And that does include the town of Cumming, as you can see there on the very far eastern edge of the county, but much more as well of Burt County, including the town of Oakland. Again, that's in eastern Nebraska, not the one in Pottawatomie County in Iowa. Just to be clear, we have some names that double up on both sides of the river. Joseph.
New tornado warning for Saunders, Dodge, and Washington counties for the circulation north of Wahoo. So this is a third circulation here. Also just want to note that there is, quote, from the EM in the Pilger area, quote, lots of debris blowing around in the village of Pilger. So whether that means it's winds or a tornado on the ground, that's what's happening up here to the north. But this is a new tornado warning. It does include parts of Fremont, the rotation north of Wahoo heading up in the direction.
All right, Joe, so let's zoom into the center of that one, where the rotation is, kind of give people a pinpoint of where that is, because again, some of these thunderstorms are very messy out there tonight, and what we're doing is getting a better view of some of those, where the actual rotation is. So the Colon area, of course, just up to the north, eventually pushing over towards, again, the northern part of the county in Dodge, or excuse me, Saunders, eventually into Dodge County. So where you see the reds and the greens, there's Wahoo. You actually probably can't see Wahoo. Just if you me actually zoom down just a little bit because the crawl is probably covering Wahoo. I just want to give people an idea of where Wahoo is, since most people know where that is. Again, the central part is Saunders County right now, so Wahoo is right here. So just north of the Wahoo area, right here, where you see, again, some of that reds and the greens coming together on the backside of this thunderstorm. That is our latest tornado warning. This one, no confirmation of it being on the ground, but again, that is happening right now, and very easily, just like we've been seeing with other thunderstorms, our latest tornado potentially on the ground. So once again, basically the northern half of Saunders County, just north of Wahoo, you want to be in your shelter at this time as well. Joseph, let's very quickly, since we're in this area, go up to the one on the northern edge of Dodge County one more time, and then let's head over to Pilger since we continue to get some reports of some damage potentially coming from there too. So again, Scribner, you're right here, labeled in the center part of the town. Just to the northeast of Scribner, you can see, this is our, again, our what we call our correlation coefficient. It's a fancy term, nothing that matters. Where you see when it's lined up with other things, the blues and the greens, the very strong potential that this is debris being lofted into the sky. Basically what radar is telling us that, hey, there's something in the sky that I'm finding that's not rain and it's not hail. So that could be part of a tree, it could be a few shingles, but numerous things of some kind of debris being likely lofted into the sky that radar is seeing, again, from this continuing tornado in this area just northeast of Scribner. If you want to go back to our velocity view one more time, again, this lines up, again, where we're seeing our debris right there, the rotation, the reds and the greens coming together. And we're also seeing, I would say, some stronger winds in the rotation, where you see in the red area where it starts to turn into more of that kind of orange coloring. You can see on our little scale, that's where with winds pushing over 60 miles per hour, at least in that layer of the thunderstorm. Same thing on the green side, where you see some of those brighter blue colorings. Again, some stronger winds in that rotation, at least a little bit higher up in that thunderstorm. So this rotation, if anything, strengthening in the upper parts of this thunderstorm, which more than likely is continuing to feed this tornado right now. And again, this is moving generally up to the north and east, up towards portions of Burton Cumming counties. All right, Joseph, let's head over to Pilger and see exactly where that rotation is now. Again, reports of at least some type of debris or something blowing around parts of town. We don't know what that is, so it could be really anything, just some paper, it could be anything, so we don't want to harp on that too strongly right now. But this is a Pilger right here, again, just north of the river. You can see the Pilger label. Right now, just really over Pilger and up to the north and off to the west of Pilger, I'd say. One of our bigger areas of concern, really just kind of north of Pilger on the north side right now. Right there, our rotation continuing. Again, if I remember correctly, no confirmation of a tornado on this one, but again, just like the others, these storms are strong enough, they're rotating enough. We've been seeing it all afternoon into the evening that these are more than likely producing tornadoes in some of these areas. Joseph, let's go to southeast Nebraska. We haven't given an update down there for a while. See if Omaha County over into northwest Missouri still dealing with that rotation. Looks like... Oh, those were the ones, never mind, sorry. Okay, so Auburn, you can still see some rotation down near you. Also looks like a flash flood warning also being issued with this. Very heavy rainfall in the Auburn area. So another reason not to be traveling out there the rest of the evening in the Auburn area. And again, these thunderstorms looks to be a little bit weaker, but still, tornado warning continues to be in effect there. It does look like the tornado warning still does end at the edge of Omaha County. So it does not include Atchison and other parts of northwest Missouri just quite yet. But Auburn, you're still under a tornado warning. Please continue to be in your safe place at this time. Joseph, can we get the timing popped up on this one? Current time is 6:05 with this tornado warning in southeast Nebraska. And Auburn, surrounding areas of Omaha County, you continue to be under this tornado warning for about 25 more minutes. This set to expire and end at 6:30 as it continues to move through your county. And also the potential for 2-inch size hail. Joseph, we want to switch over to our hail product, kind of pinpoint that very quickly, see if that's going to may have already impacted parts of Auburn as it continues to move northeast. So kind of between Auburn and over into Brownville, just south of the Peru area, right along Highway 136. Again, kind of generally following where some of this rotation is, also where it's producing some of the hail. Doesn't look to be 2 inches in diameter right now, but could have been a little bit earlier. And again, this storm, we have seen some pretty large reports of hail as it's kind of moved through southeast Nebraska. But right now, just over an inch in diameter, which is the size of a quarter, so a little bit bigger than that, at least in that area. All right, Joseph, what do you say? Dodge County?
Yeah, still continuing to look at this here. The Weather Service is mentioning that as of right now, this is the strongest that this circulation has looked in its entire lifespan. Up in northeastern Dodge County right now, that's basically at the Dodge Cumming Burt County intersection there. And also, without going to it, so we can stick with this one for a little bit, power lines down, lots of tree damage, and lots of debris in Pilger. Don't know what debris particularly means, but we have reports of power lines down and tree damage in Pilger.
Okay, and again, Joseph, right now we're looking at that one in very far northern Dodge County, about to cross into Cumming and Burke counties right now. And the Weather Service mentioned again, this rotation continues to strengthen. We were talking about that a few minutes ago before we went to some of those other tornado warnings we had. Again, I want to kind of continue to emphasize this. This has been on the ground for, it looks like, much of its path through Dodge County so far. And like Joseph mentioned, and I was talking about just a few minutes ago, this rotation continues to strengthen. So we're not looking where the tornado is in this thunderstorm. That's why we always rely on you guys for what we call the ground truth. That's what we rely on storm chasers for. What is actually happening just underneath what we're looking at? But what we're looking at is the apparent thunderstorm causing the tornado. And again, the red, look at the little scale up here. The red is essentially the wind inside this storm and this tornado area, tornadic cell, that is moving away from the radar site and valley. So if you picture all the red moving in this direction, if you picture all the green, the blue moving the opposite direction, so you have it coming down in this direction, and on the other side you have it moving up. So that's the storm, the parent thunderstorm rotating. And where those two directly come together right here, that's likely where our tornado is on the ground right now. Again, we're looking a little bit higher above where the tornado actually is, and these storms can tilt, so I don't want to say exactly where it is, but this is where it is right now in this area. So 23rd Road, and Joseph, looks like that's in Cumming County. This black line appears to be the county border. Can you pinpoint for me, is this the county border for Burton Cumming right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, where it says 25th Road,
Okay,
that's
that is
the county line.
Okay, thank you. So again, Cumming and Burke counties right here. Right now, it still looks like I would say the tornado is in northern Dodge County, but again, southern parts of Cumming. Thank you, Joseph, putting that white line, making it a little bit more clear. Sometimes the roads look a little bit more like county borders sometimes. So Joseph highlighting there with our white line, the exact portions of which of these are the counties. So again, right now where we have that rotation, that is the very far northern part of Dodge County. And of course, where you see Cumming, that's Cumming County, the very far southeast corner of Cumming County, and this is the very far southwestern part of Burt County. So where all three of these come together, this could be crossing over the tornado that we continue to have confirmation of on the ground as it continues to push up to the northeast. So all those corners of those counties, again, continue to be in your safe place. And again, this is moving northeast. So Oakland, this will mainly probably clip the corner of Cumming County before it mainly pushes more into Burt County. So Burt County, you're our big concern here as we continue with this continuing storm coverage of this confirmed tornado on the ground that has passed through much of Dodge County. We got the confirmation of a tornado. I would say, Joseph, shortly after, it was just north of the Platte River as it crossed into Dodge County, just to the northeast of North Bend. And we've been following it for you ever since as it continues to travel on the ground. And this thing is moving slowly, at times, Joseph, 25, 30 miles per hour in the northeastwardly direction. I think it's kind of some of the latest speeds we've been seeing with some of these. So Ewing, Pershing, Cumming, all of you, safe place right now. Hopefully you already are. Again, safe place is the lowest level of your home, the center part of your home, trying to put as many barriers and walls between you and that tornado as possible. Again, this will be lofting debris into the sky, but it will also be lofting debris in really any direction at your home or any structure you may be in these areas. So you want to get into the middle of them, in the lowest part of them, away from windows and glass. As you're on the way to your safe place, we need you to grab things like pillows, blankets. If you have a small mattress, I don't care what you can grab on the way to your safe place, grab it, put it over your head. If you have kiddos at home, if they're involved in sports, they hopefully have a bike helmet or football helmet, whatever they're involved in, slap that on their heads. Again, anything to help protect from any flying debris that may enter some of these areas. We have confirmation from this tornado of home damage already tonight. So we want to continue to take this very, very seriously. Latest radar update, again, really putting this over the three corners of those counties. Again, Cumming right here, Burt right here. Again, this is the very northern portion of Dodge County right now as this continues to push its way up to the northeast. Joseph, could we go a little bit farther down to the south? I know we've had the other tornado warning as well. That was moving up towards the southern part of Dodge County, out of Saunders. Let's see if that one's holding together and exactly what that one's been up to. We've not had confirmation of a tornado on this one, but we have seen some decent rotation.
Notably weaker.
Yeah, I would definitely say weaker. Is the warning still on this one, Joseph? The actual tornado warning?
Yeah, tornado warning is still on this here. Let me get that up so we can get the latest information on it.
Again, the red box there is our tornado warning. So Joseph highlighting the information on it. This is in fact until 7 o'clock this evening. Right now, this is in Saunders County, but does also include portions of Dodge and Washington counties too. So Washington, the very far, it looks like, western edge of your county, but does include some of you. And Fremont, this also does include about half of the city of Fremont. So I don't care which part of Fremont you're in, I would say continue to follow this one very closely. Be in that safe place, especially Fremont and off towards the west right now, right along the Platte River. This potential tornado right in line to move through those areas like South Cedar, North Cedar, and again, the edge of Fremont also in the line of potential for this possible tornado right now as well. All right, Joseph, let's see. We've not been in northeast Nebraska for a little while. Should we head back up there, or do you have an update?
Yeah, well, from northeast Nebraska, now that we're going up there, a couple more reports of one, a reported rotation very close to the ground in the southern part of Wayne County from this here, but also a public report from 4 miles north of Stanton. A 3-car garage was damaged with its roof in the trees nearby. And a 100-gallon diesel fuel tank dumped over a farm place. That is 4 miles north of Stanton. So that is with these two rotations that are pushing into Wayne County, and then the Windside Fire Department reporting rotation close to the ground 2 miles west of Windside. So that would be the westernmost circulation there.
All right, Joseph, let's circle some of those areas of rotation you were just talking about. First, let me mention, I'll just to kind of circle some of these areas of rotation, like the one there south of Wayne. I want to mention, just let's be very clear on this. We're used to things like roof damage from tornadoes and things like that. But just to be very clear on the power of these, I think it was a 100-gallon diesel tank. I don't care if that was full of diesel or empty. Sounds like at least had some of it. Imagine what it takes. And that's a rounded unit. So the wind's going to kind of go around that to an extent. And that was blown off of its supports. These are very powerful. These have been confirmed tornadoes at times tonight. Please continue to take these seriously. I know we're kind of moving along the map at different areas of rotation. There's a lot of them out there. Some are confirmed tornadoes, some are not. But let me be clear. If you have your smart device, please have it on. Have it charged up in case you lose power. First off, we're going to continue to update you on the warnings as they continue to come out. But also, your smartphone, hopefully you have this turned on your phone, and the default is, so hopefully you still haven't turned that off. It's called the WEA system, the Wireless Emergency Alert System. That is one of the many ways you can hopefully depend on to get those warnings. A tornado warning in your area will set your smartphone off. I've been in restaurants before where there's been a flash flood warning and set them off. Again, everyone's phones go off, and pretty much all phones have that ability now, unless your phone is a little bit on the older side. That's number one. If you get one of those wireless emergency alert systems on your cell phone, please immediately take shelter. Don't wait for us to get to your storm in particular. There's a lot of them out there. We're trying to rotate through them quickly. Again, outdoor warning sirens. Do not rely on them. Hopefully you're inside, and no matter where you are at this point, do not, though, rely on the outdoor warning siren system. Some of us can hear them inside. Some of us cannot. Those are only designed for people on the golf course or in a park or somebody outside. That is not designed to wake you up. It is not designed to alert you inside. So please, continue to have other ways to get warnings. Of course, we're going to continue to update you here. But hey, you might lose power. We've seen that in multiple cities so far as tornadoes are approaching. Obviously, they take down power lines. They take down trees, which take down other power lines. I want you to have your smart devices charged up. If you're in some of these areas not being impacted, please make sure they're charging or they are charged up, whether it's your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone. 3newsnow.com on your laptops. Continue to stream our live coverage if you lose power. And again, also on your smartphones and your tablets, our 3 News Now app also continuing to stream our live coverage of these multiple areas of rotation and multiple confirmed tornadoes that we've been taking through here over the last couple of hours. All right, Joseph has highlighted some of these areas. Again, we're more in northeast Nebraska right now. This is one, kind of the Windside area, moving up towards Carroll. That one doesn't look overly healthy, but we've seen some of these not overly healthy systems producing tornadoes so far today. I would say, Joseph, this one headed up towards the Wayne area definitely has a little bit more of a healthy view to it, that area of red and green coming together that you've highlighted. So that's an area of concern. And I'm sorry, Joseph, which one